And I'm flicking the bean. We're going for it. Hey everyone, how are you doing? Sorry, we just waited on Doomcock. We're not exactly sure what time he can join, but he will be joining at some point and gracing us for about an hour or so with his presence. He's probably got some nefarious plans, going on, if I know the future rule of the world, which I don't. So
nobody does.
But I just want to welcome couple more guests, which I brought along with me today. And there's a very specific reason why I've chosen these people. First of all, Bowlestrek over yonder.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing, dude? Good to see you back-ish.
Back-ish, sort of on a temporary, very part-time basis. But yeah, I will be coming out with the video probably every week and a half to 2 weeks. So I am no longer completely gone. It lasted about 2.5 weeks, and then I was going nuts, and then Gotham High reared its head, and I'm like, okay, I got to make a video on this. So I'm back, kind of. So
nice.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Happy, yeah, eight years of Heel versus Bayface to the day. 13th of April, 2012 is when I put out my first video. I have got it lined up if at some point I decide to show.
Oh, yes.
It's like 3 minutes long and no webcam. I was speaking on a headset microphone, thinking I was the dog's bollocks. I went to bed, I woke up, had 36 views. So yeah. Oh, we have a cock of doom joining us now. Well, I mean, if I don't let him in straight away, he's gonna disintegrate right with me. So, hello, Doomcock.
Hello,
I like to say Doom's cock.
Doom's cock.
Well, it's both of us. They're usually in conjunction.
Yeah,
that's good.
So.
Spotted together. Hail, Heel versus Babyface, and congratulations, sir, on your anniversary.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm so glad that I've managed to get you on. I've been watching a lot of you and Gary for a while. And I absolutely adore your passion. I spent last night actually in bed, ladies. I was in bed watching your Game of Thrones. You and Gary, your Game of Thrones breakdowns for season 8, and it was like watching a mental breakdown. It was wonderful to see.
Oh, God, it was. I mean, you could see an evolution. It's kind of like Kubler-Ross's stage of grieving, where, it starts out with denial, where, no, everything's fine. Second episode, well, I mean, they're building up to something. And then, of course, comes, bargaining. It's like, well, we're gonna stick with this thing, and you're gonna make it better, right? And then, of course, comes anger.
Oh, we got that.
and then resignation, and then the death of, well, in this case, it was Benioff and Weiss's careers. And rightly so. It was a heady and strange time that I've never experienced anything quite like that level of outrage.
Well, Gary was so calm through all of it. He's just very calm through the whole process. And then I think I got into the third one when it was the long night.
Well, that's when
oh man, you couldn't speak. You're actually spitting feathers.
I was angry, dude.
Oh.
Gary, I
tried to bring you in. No.
Yeah. We talked before the live stream. You should have seen before the live stream. We should have recorded that part because holy crap.
Oh yeah, I texted Gary. I was furious. I was just furious. I was, holy shit, I had lost it. And I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to, I mean, I'd said I'd go on with Gary and do these reviews, but I didn't know it was going to get like this. I was like, I don't even want to talk about this. I don't want to deal with this. It's just, I just tweeted. I think I tweeted you and I said, let's just fucking do it. Let's just get it over with. Yeah. Let's go. Let's just fuck. I don't want to. Let's fucking get on with it. I did not want to do the show. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to, it's like after you've been probed by aliens, you just want to curl up in a fetal position and not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But God,
it's beautiful to listen to. I gotta say, it was absolutely beautiful to listen to. I don't know how many times I should have got a bingo card out because I don't know how many times either one of you said, I'm not against Arya, but
Yes.
and then something would come out. But
Yeah. Well,
I think I only. Sorry, go on.
No, they turned her into a Mary Sue. It took me a while because like people were going, Arya's not a Mary Sue, and she wasn't till season 4. Then she was. It took me a while to come to terms with that because she lost her personality and she became super powered. They didn't show any of her training. She was able to kill every male in the Frey household with no problem, and then she flies out of freaking nowhere and kills the Night King, which was just. God.
I loved her, but I mean, I did one Game of Thrones video.
Yeah,
because
me too.
I was doing video games. I spoke about World of Warcraft and other video games, and after I saw the last episode, I was like, I just got to talk about this season because I've been watching like everyone else for 8 years, so I got to say something. So I concocted, I just did this video. Went through the kind of like positive aspects of the 8 years and then got on to the final episode, and it just became like a what the fuck? Well, the whole thing with the whole season 8 was like what the fuck, but
well, Arya was the worst part of the whole thing in retrospect because of one of the worst parts of Game of Thrones even before season 8 was the whole storyline with Arya and the faceless ones, training, being admitted into this cult and, it's a death cult and everything else. Yeah, she just walks away when she fucking feels like it. They don't do anything. They drop
no repercussions,
it.
Yeah.
No repercussions whatsoever for stealing their training and just going rogue. And they send that female assassin after her who botches it, but stabs her in the gut, throws her into the filthy canal, because if you think that canal was sanitary, you are out of your mind. And she's got to have that awful septic shit going into her abdominal wound where she got stabbed, and she's coming out there. She's doing parkour. She's Lumpty Dumpty, doing acrobatics. She's like running agile and free through the city streets, and then defeats the assassin, and that's the last of it. It's like, okay, well, we tried. We're just gonna let her go.
You're just a misogynist.
Totally.
I guess misogynists are those that believe in science and know that you can't allow toxic, canal water in Flea Bottom or wherever the fuck it was.
That just means full of piss and shit and everything.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. It is.
And not only her own bowel fluids like leaking out from where she got impaled, but it's fine. It's fine.
Didn't she get when she got stabbed though? She got properly stabbed.
Yeah.
Yes.
She put the knife right in.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you're not surviving that.
No way.
No, and you're sure not doing parkour right after.
No.
When she did it in the show, I was like, oh my god, they're killing Arya. I was legit like, oh my god, they're killing her off. And then no.
'Tis but a fatal flesh wound.
Yeah.
Just every stab missed an intestine. It was just, it was the worst stabbing of all time. Just got lucky.
And
the thing is, everybody talks about how much they ran out of book material. No, they skipped seasons of book material they could have done with Arya to build that whole thing up. Seasons they could have gone 10 seasons easy with what they had already.
But they didn't want it. Yeah. They wanted Star Wars.
Yep. How'd that work?
When they got offered that, they were out. They were out of straight away, because HBO wanted to give them 3 more seasons, didn't they?
Yep.
And they said,
nah, well, HBO wanted to give them as many seasons as humanly possible, as they would have. I mean, they would have financed it forever, and they just couldn't be bothered.
Well, imagine when they went back to HBO to get re-signed, HBO let them go. They're like, no, thanks. You can go to Netflix. We're good. Thanks. I mean, they had your top show ever, and they let them go. That tells you everything.
Well, I guess you can say they did do 3 seasons. They just tried to cram them into 4 episodes.
Yes.
So for me, I've never been a diehard Game of Thrones fan. I've only been sort of a casual fan. And with season 8, I think the only entertainment that I got out of this was watching you two do your live streams. I think a few of them I watched a couple times. But the worst viewing experience I think I've ever had was episode 3, because on Canada we get it on this terrible streaming service called Crave, which if you're lucky, it's streaming at 720p. So I could not make out a thing that happened in this episode. All I saw was a pixelated mess. And the only reason that I continued watching it was I wanted to see how badly they can F this up, and holy crap. And Doomcock, I must say, I believe this is the first time we've been on a live stream together. Hail Doomcock.
Man.
Yes, it is. Hello,
Hail
Bowlestrek.
Doomcock.
Good to meet you. And
Hello,
Heel
my
versus
friend.
Babyface as well. First for two
Yeah.
firsts.
Popping some cherries here today.
Be gentle.
I know. Oh, oh shit! I went on my own there. Fuck! Where were you, boys?
For the very first time.
It's okay. We're
There
going to
we
do happy birthday later, but Gary and I can't sing, so we'll just volunteer Doomcock.
Will be your
Yeah,
backup
'cause
singer.
that was an absolute
Grew
beauty
up.
right there.
Completely off key. It'll be awesome. Somebody will remix it. Bring in the auto-tune.
I want to
Oh,
give a
dear.
huge thank you to everyone who's tuned in. We're at nearly 1,200 people already, which is absolutely amazing. I'm just gonna, because I see some super chats are coming, so I don't want to get too far behind there because people are being exceedingly generous. So I'm just going to run through some super chats. And I'm not saying that I've planned this stream to purposely try and get Doomcock angry, but quite a bit of Star Wars stuff coming up. Shade O'Reilly has super chatted €8 saying happy 8th. I like it. 8. There you go. Happy 8th, Az. Thank you very much indeed. Shane. Keaton Smith with a £2 super chat. Hey guys, happy anniversary, Az. Thank you so much indeed. Hugh Janus got one of those with a $1.50 super sticker of a birthday cake slice. Thank you. June Greg with 2 Australian. No message, just here. I have a couple of Australian. I'll get a shrimp, stick it on the Barbie for that. Warren with a $10 super chat. Happy anniversary, Az. Thank you very much indeed, Warren. Boondock. How you doing, Boondock? Good to see you back, man. With a $2 super chat. Happy anniversary, Az. Also, hail Doomcock.
Hail.
Hail. And Tatsunami with a $1.50 or Chilean francs, is it? Chilean francs?
Chilean pesos.
Pesos.
Chilean pesos?
I'm pretty
Maybe
sure.
it's, I have no idea. CHFs.
Yeah, I think they're
Candy
Chilean.
floss.
Just say, X number of CHFs. You can't go wrong there.
Yeah. And that's a slice of cake as well. Thank you very much. Twirly Wolf with a $50 super chat. Good grief. Thank you very much indeed. Happy anniversary. Now go out and buy something. Well, prostitutes aren't going to buy themselves, so thank you very much indeed. And Cigarette 2 with
The stream
50.
gets shut down.
Yeah. Hey, it's a business. Come on, I know. Well, I'm hoping that they've got some comics, that's all. Zagred 2 with 55 Polish Knickerblocker glories. All the best, Az. Here's to another 8. Thank you very much indeed. And Christian Delorme for 5 Canadian. Congratulations, bud. Hey, everybody. And I shall pick that up a little later. I see a few more coming, but we'll pick that up a little later. Thank you very much indeed. Right. He says with an evil laugh. Star Wars has really hit the news at the moment. Today has been a plethora of wonderful failures in the Star Wars world. We've got Bob Iger taking back control, which you absolutely called, Mr. Cock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was not terribly surprised. The timing though was fascinating because last night Gary and I were doing the Inquisition, and I had already planned on doing a video. I was already kind of working on it about the real challenges of infrastructure in Disney parks not being maintained. A supporter of mine wrote me and told me, look, the thing about electric motors is if you let them sit a month or two without starting, there's no guarantee they're going to start up again. They may have to go ahead and have a lot of work. Well, how many thousands of parts are hooked up to even one Disney attraction like It's a Small World? Multiply that by 1,000 across all of these parks, even if they're going to go ahead and get to the point where everybody's bending over and getting their temperature taken at the gates. Just because you end social distancing doesn't necessarily mean you can fire that park up. Shit, they couldn't even get that second, Ruse of Soywoker ride going in Galaxy's Edge, and there was nothing wrong with those motors. I genuinely, there is a lot of their financial solvency riding on the theme parks. And add to that all the debt burden that we're hearing about, and it is truly an emergency situation. I mean, when the New York Times basically has an article saying in their headline, as Disney fights for its life, usually they put a lid on that shit. So this is a very serious situation. It's absolutely staggering to me that a megalithic corporation, a juggernaut like Disney that has acquired Fox, acquired Marvel, acquired Lucasfilm, could be facing extinction. That's mind-boggling.
Do you think when they do end social distancing, do you think people, this is up for everyone, do you think that people are going to go full decadence and go and splash out on those luxuries which we've had to give up for a few weeks or so? Or do you think people are going to get very insular? Do you think going to get very prudent with their money, and luxuries are going to be very much put to one side?
I don't know. I think this is. Oh, go ahead, Doomcock.
No, go ahead, Bowlestrek. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think this has been a very hard lesson for a lot of people, especially in Canada, my own country, where people are notorious for not saving money. And right now, with the little bit that they're making with the amount that are out of work, it's a hard lesson right now. Nobody saved. Now they can't afford rent. They can't afford food. So one would think, and this is just my view, but when this is all over, I would think that people would not want to end up in this situation again. So I would say that luxuries will come back slowly, but I don't see there being a massive splurge. And in terms of, say, going back to the movie theaters, I think because people have been so conditioned with the social distancing over the past 4 to 6 weeks, I think people are going to be scared to go back to the theaters. So I think entertainment companies, which it is a luxury. So it's not, we don't need the Blu-rays. We don't need, well, I guess the streaming will keep your sanity, but these are not things that we actually need. And I think a lot of people are going to be in a very difficult financial situation when this is over. So even if they wanted to splurge, I don't think they will.
I agree with, I hope so. I don't know. It's hard to call. I know that the mask will become a regular thing like it is in China. There's a bunch of people in San Francisco who wear it already. It will become a fashion accessory. You will see it with regularity now all the time. So that is now part of our thing. You will see people walking around with masks on all the time. That's I think it'll, I think people might be tepid. I don't know. It's hard to call. I have the urge to go out. I told Doomcock last night, I'm hitting the freaking road. When this thing opens up, I'm on a road trip. I'm going to go see my mom. I'm going to go drive 1,000 miles because I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to splurge either. But, I guess it depends on the individual. I always was kind of paranoid, and I prepared for something like this, not this long, but, yeah, I think you're right, Bowlestrek. I think it'll shift the thinking of the consumer. I think that perspective has changed completely, and that could be a good thing. But I think it's also gonna, they might make it easier to get a loan. I think there's going to be a lot of lending going on to get the economy going, and
more stimulus.
More stimulus, and it just depends on how long it goes. But I think, as far as Disney is concerned, though. Temperature. I'll just skip it. Thanks. I'll absolutely skip it. I think Disney parks might be hurting for a while.
Well, one thing about Disney, we can touch on this in a bit, but I don't know if you guys know, they actually royally screwed up the 4K Blu-ray releases as well. But I'll mention that in a bit. But they really screwed them up.
Well, I think one of the consequences of these, the situation is it's going to turn Billy Joel into a prophet when he famously sang, "Say goodbye to Hollywood, say goodbye, my baby," because I think this is getting people out of the habit of going to theaters. I think, absent, killer apps, meaning good films in this case, to compel people to get off their asses and go to theaters. What is the point? It's expensive. It's no longer going to be a knee-jerk kind of thing. They're actually, Hollywood is so screwed, and they have had this coming for so long. This is a reckoning with Hollywood out of the blue, because they have been arrogant, they have been dismissive of their audience, they have been resistant to making quality entertainment, because they relied on the habits of people, they relied on the cultural conversation driving people into the theaters to not be left out. But all that shit, man, is luxury. And I don't think people are really going to give a damn about that anymore, especially when they start sampling Amazon Prime and Netflix and seeing that the stuff that is on those channels being produced by those channels is far superior to anything that you can see on the screens. Look
what Tiger King's done. Tiger King's driven people crazy. I mean, in a good way.
Yep.
They're just like, this is amazing. And it's not just, it's 7. I know they stuck part 8, but it was just like a, sum up show yesterday.
Yeah.
But they had 7 quality 50-odd minute episodes.
Yeah.
You go to a cinema for 90 minutes, 2 hours, cramped seat,
asshole talking next to you or coughing on you now, which is look, it's just not going to be worth it anymore. And these scumbags now are really do you really want to keep doing this fucking SJW shit? You really want to keep cramming this down our throats? Go for it, Hollywood. Go for it. I want to see all these SJWs, these little twee snowflakes out there, continue to try and drag corporations down into absolute bankruptcy. You need every damn person now. You can no longer afford to piss in our cornflakes and break our rice bowls and laugh about it, motherfuckers. But it's time.
You can see they haven't learned the lesson, because Kathy Yan is still going, I had everything against me. You got given it, Kathy. You got given it. You had nothing against you. You didn't have to earn a thing. You had the gig. They gave you it.
School is not out. No. School is not out yet. That's the thing.
No.
Didn't she have to have? That's Kathy. That's director Birds of Prey, right?
Yes.
She had to have a man come in and direct the action scenes, but she had everything against her.
Her rhetoric now is everything was against me because I'm a woman, and then everything was against me because I'm a woman of color. Yeah, nice try, love.
Oh yeah,
so she's playing a victim game there. Then she's saying, I deserve a sequel. I've got a great idea for a sequel, which is basically what everyone said the first film should have been, which is just Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. So she's saying nothing original at all here.
I guess the sequel to failure is bankruptcy. Well done. Yeah. Look, my point is school is still out. The lessons are still being absorbed. And when these SJWs get off their couches and go back to work, I think they may find a hostile work environment. I think they may find that the corporations that were financing their little woke snowflake jihads are no longer going to be financing them to the same extent that they were. That's my feeling. I think this is going to be an evolution. What do you think?
That cushion is gone. Yep, you're right. Especially same with comics and same with movies. That little bubble they were living on, that it's gone. Burned up.
Comics one's definitely gone.
It was all about arrogance. And I think there's another factor to cinema as well. On average, how many days does it take to make or break a habit? I think it's 32.
2 weeks.
Or
2 weeks, isn't it? Yeah.
So for a lot of people, and I know it was like this for me for years as well, mainly it was Tuesday cheap night, but for a lot of people, just out of habit, every Friday, every Saturday, or whatever, you go see a movie. Doesn't matter what it is, like, hey, what looks the least crappy this week? Well, they're going to lose those people as well. And a lot of the movie-going audience, they, like what you're saying, they had lost before this. And it's, for Hollywood, this is almost like karma, because look at 2019. They had flop after flop after flop. How many franchises were completely and utterly destroyed over the course of a year? And then that's followed up with this. So I think Hollywood, as we know it, is done. And if they want to continue to double down after this current situation, which shall remain nameless, is done, I would say do it. Bankrupt yourselves. Get rid of this shit. And somebody that wants to give us actual quality entertainment again that isn't based on ideology or, quote, representation, they can take it over, because there's always going to be a demand for entertainment. It's escapism. Entertainment itself is not going to go anywhere. But all these studios, including, you can also include CBS, you can include the BBC, they dug themselves into a hole over the course of the past 3 years, but specifically over the past year, and then it was followed up with this. So this is karma. So I'm looking forward to what we could maybe call the new Hollywood, or I prefer new entertainment and not centralize it in Hollywood anymore. And we can finally get decent entertainment again.
I think a lot of it's out there. I think a lot of people have discovered us and others on YouTube, or there's so many other choices now that's why Hollywood's not recession proof anymore. It was before. It could go through depressions and recessions, but now there's video games. There's so much else out there. And the biggest proof of that is Westworld. I won't get into the plot of it, but they have to lure people in. So the SJWs have to invade these franchises and take them over. They can't make anything original. And I'm not the first person to say that. They have to come in. So like Westworld has this great first season, right? And then they wokeify the crap out of it. And now with a captive audience, which should have been the heir apparent to Game of Thrones, they can't get 1 million people watching it overnight with a captive audience, because they wokeified this show so much. And we've already saw signs of this, what Doomcock was saying, prior to this thing happening. I mean, the safe space and snowflake of Hollywood was Dark Fate and Charlie's Angels and Birds of Prey. That shit was already happening. So, and they lost money on the box office. They didn't lose money. It went down last year. And that's, again, with Endgame and Star Wars, or the end of the Skywalker saga. And we just saw the destruction of Doctor Who, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. But yeah, it was already happening. So what would have probably gone on for like a couple more years just evaporated. And, I'm not sad about that. Sorry, not.
No. The interesting thing, what you said there about video games, is the video game industry is above Hollywood now.
Yeah.
And it's been above Hollywood for a while. And with what we've just had currently, Corona, I said it. Because we can say it now. With what we've just had, the gaming industry is only going to thrive more, because people are indoors. They're going to attach more to the consoles, to the video game units. And again, it's another element that's going to pry them away from the Hollywood side of it. Netflix stepped up. They dropped Tiger King. It's another prying away from the Hollywood element of it. And we've got fucking Harley Quinn and Huntress running around in fucking burqas because you're not allowed to look at ladies. No. These incredible sexy ladies. No. You mustn't. Mm-hmm. Because some stupid bitch who's directing the show wants to play moral police at what we as humans allowed to get and pleasure and enjoyment out of, which is surprisingly enough our escapism. So when they just do stupid profiling like that and stupid virtue signals, you're coming out with your marketing process. This is about toxic masculinity. This is about the patriarchy. This is about misogyny, and you are literally driving. You're telling your audience to fuck off.
Yeah.
So if you're telling your audience to fuck off, and then you have a flop movie, are you surprised? And this is what they've been doing with Dark Fate, and this is what they've been doing with the other franchises as well. They are actively showing nothing but contempt. We see it with the comic industry all the time, but they're showing nothing but contempt for the very people who they're trying to entice into the cinemas to keep their fucking industry going.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and blame us. They say,
and it's our fault.
Well, Charlie's Angels failed. Birds of Prey failed because of white men. Because white men didn't show up. And it's like, excuse me, weren't we told that this movie wasn't made for us? So we took you at your word and stayed away.
But you still have to see it. You have to sit down. You have to be lectured to.
Yep. Learn your lesson.
That's right. Learn your lesson about being attracted to women, you fascist scumbag white male trying to perpetuate the human race. Fuck you. You know what? I will look at whatever I want to look at. I will look at women as desirable because I'm a toxic male and proud of it, and I embrace it entirely, and I announce it, and also announce I'm a gatekeeper. So I'm totally fine with those terms, and y'all can go fuck off.
And yeah, it was called. It was just called the natural selection and biology. Once upon a time. The circle of life and all that. And now it's toxic masculinity because a man is attracted to a woman.
Yep. I think the funny thing is, say when we're looking back at this 5 or 10 years from now, the pre-Hollywood, or I'll call it the CV, the pre-CV Hollywood, its last gasp was Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
That's how it ended.
#1 movie of the year.
No, it didn't even make number one. It was like number 4 or something, wasn't it? It was like number 4 after February.
Jesus Christ. That is a beautiful thing. And it was like the worst case. David Ayer came out and had to defend himself because he newsflash here, he sexualized Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. I know. Shocking, right? I mean, it's not like that's why she's popular. Yeah.
That was the only good thing about that movie. Oh wait, I'm going to get canceled now.
It was Daisy Dukes. She did a good.
She looked great.
It was a fine performance, and I watched it for her mind. I did. Margot Robbie's mind.
I watched it for her performance, and I also watched it for her incredible butt. I also watched it for her incredible legs. I also watched it because of her incredible face. I also watched it because of her incredible body. But Margot Robbie is a great actress as well. And so it was really enticing to see a great actress play this character, a sexy, smart, great actress take on Harley Quinn. It was, and that's what when I was on Twitch, my alerts were Harley Quinn alerts. They were me doing Harley Quinn voices with Suicide Squad gifs of Harley Quinn because I thought she looked great. I thought she looked sexy. I thought she was funny in the movie, and I liked her little arc. But no.
Yeah,
that makes me bad.
Well, I skipped it. I didn't see it for anything. I heard it was a shit movie, and I didn't want to see it. Same with Birds of Prey. I haven't seen that either. There are limits.
Oh, you don't want to go see Birds of Prey?
No.
It is an actual shit movie. It is terrible. I could have walked out at 45 minutes. No problem. Not even no exaggeration, no pomp, no circumstance. After 45 minutes, I was so fucking bored that nothing was happening with this film apart from Harley chasing a fucking egg sandwich around town. I was just like, fuck. I just turned to my friend and went, this is fucking terrible. And he's like, I know. He said, I'm just so fucking bored. And then about 2 minutes later, he just turns to me and goes, this is the worst movie I've ever fucking seen.
It was boring.
I love Godzilla.
He did. Yeah. Hey, there's parts of Suicide Squad. I don't know. DC EU movies are weird. There's portions of them I like. I do. There are like pieces inside the films that I like, but the films overall are not good. Suicide Squad had moments of greatness in it. It really did. Surrounded by a turd movie. But
Yeah. The villain was poor. The fucking light in the sky, shit, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, when she was
All
doing
that
her
nonsense.
writhing around that light at the sky, and you could see where she, because had her in the background, so she wasn't that into the scene. It looks so bad. It's like the Braveheart fighting. I don't know if you've ever seen Braveheart and looked in the background during the battle scenes, and you see the background guys. They're like, "Are we?" I can't describe it right now because I'm not camera, but they're like barely fighting, and they're like looking at the camera, going, "Are we shooting right now? Are we supposed to be?"
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. You have to look for it.
Right.
But, yeah.
Let's just catch up. I've seen quite a lot of super chats go through, so I'm going to catch up a bit. I do beg your pardon, people, and then we'll jump on to the next bit. We have Eric Just with 50 Danish crowns. Have any of you seen Brother Alpha Boosa's YouTube series? If the Emperor had to text to speech device, if so, what do you think of it?
No, I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't.
Is that 40K stuff with the Emperor? Maybe. I think it could be Emperor. It could be from the 40K series. Sorry, dude. I'll check it out though. Paul Gernan with a £2 super chat. Go get EVS back on. Happy anniversary, my boy. I think I did 2 days with EVS, so I think he's probably sick to the back teeth of me at the moment. Lloyd with a $5 super chat, and of course I'm here, wouldn't miss it, all my favorite YouTubers in one place.
Wow.
Same here.
Loaded
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm honored, sir.
Rob Altis with a $5 super chat as well. Happy 8,000. My favorite YouTubers together. Not repeat as well. I just stumbled on it as I got no notification. Welcome to YouTube at the moment, I'm afraid.
Yep.
The talons of Wayne Chang.
Yeah.
You're about to be cancelled, sir.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, no, not canceled. He just has to have a warning now.
Erased from history, probably.
They're going to ban.
They'll erase this.
You don't think they'll erase? I think they'll just straight up get rid of that.
I think they'll try the hardest to.
Yeah, it'll disappear.
With a £10 super chat. Thank you very much. Discovered your channel recently through your excellent Doctor Who season 12 coverage, just like I discovered Gary through his excellent season 11 coverage.
Sweet.
So Doctor Who still does bring people together, just not to the shows. Happy anniversary.
That is true.
Well, that's how I got watching Bowlestrek. I was trying to rack my brain why I was watching Bowlestrek, because when he contacted us, I knew because I'd watching his stuff. And I was like, what was I watching about Trek? And it was season 11, Doctor Who, because I gave up after the fucking stupid ghost monument. And then I realized, I was actually going to Bowlestrek's channel to listen to his Doctor Who rant, so I didn't have to watch the show.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, those were fun times in some corners of the internet. I became a household hated name during those 6 weeks. Actually, I think Gary and I were equally hated by the end of that series, and it was awesome.
God, they hated you on Twitter. They go after you. I don't understand.
I think it's
you're a nice
because I was maybe the first or one of the first to speak out, so they just associate my name with that. It's generally amusing. I don't know. My Twitter is an absolute shit show. So if you're ever bored, just look up my name, and you'll see some interesting stuff, especially whenever an episode of Doctor Who aired.
You're a hater.
Yeah, I don't know if you got included in it but I know Doomcock and I and Bowlestrek all got written about in a Reddit thread.
Oh God, that was awesome.
Reddit hate me anyway for World of Warcraft, so it doesn't matter.
They did, yeah. When they Googled, if you Googled any of our names, they do that drop down, and it's mine is like Nerdrotic wife. That's always like the third one, and Nerdrotic age, and it says Nerdrotic racist. And I'm like, wait, huh? What?
Right?
Wow.
Oh God.
I think racist comes up second for me.
It does? Well,
Wow.
it should be first, honestly. But
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. How did it manage to get second? Everyone knows you're a
Canadians.
massive racist. Should have been first.
Yeah, damn Canada.
Maybe it was Canadians that called you racist, and that's why it's second. It's polite.
Should we say we are the world? We're like, we've got a supervillain representation, Canadian representation, limey representation. Yeah. Merkin.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm yanking.
Yanking.
Lot of yanking going on.
You can't get any more diverse than 4 white guys.
No.
Safi Bird with a £20 super chat. Thank you, Safi Bird. 8 years as. Happy 8 years as. Go buy some beer and cake. Love you. Well, thank you. Teetotal at the moment and trying to lose weight. So I will try and funnel that differently. Crazy Cat Guy with a $1.50 super sticker of a birthday cake slice. Thank you very much indeed, Crazy Cat Guy. Dylan Johnson. Nothing wrong with the Johnson. Everyone's got Johnson. Well, everyone else got. Well, and they're again, I don't know. People at Marvel Comics are not sure they've got Johnson.
Yeah, not so sure.
With a $1.50 super sticker as well of a slice of cake. I got a lot of cake today. Thank you, Dylan. Tesco home brand pork sausages. That's a Brit. That's amazing. That's a supermarket chain here in the UK. So for a Brit, that just sounds about fantastic.
Isn't that the one that Walmart owns?
I thought that was Asda, maybe.
I know they own one of them. Yeah, maybe it's the other one.
It's Asda or Tesco. It's one of the two. It could be. It's either Asda or... No, it could be Tesco. I think it might be Tesco. Oh, God, I know. I think it might be. Oh, one of the two.
Yeah.
With a £2 super chat, Heel versus Babyface on EFAP ASAP. I don't make decisions. I'm just a man who shouts at clouds, mate. I don't make these decisions. Scottish Nerd with a £1.50 super sticker of a unicorn. I have my... Oh, is that my first cock? Is that my first super sticker cock? Maybe. I hope so. I feel left out. I keep sending them to Gary when he streams.
I gotta return the favor.
Zad187 with a £5 super chat. Thank you. Happy 8 inches. Yay. I mean 8 years. Oh. Sorry, got Doom's cock on my mind.
Boy, I tell you, that's a heavy load to bear on your.
Well, I think I must have done that day because it went out wrong, didn't it?
It really did.
Gonna grab a pizza and enjoy this Monday night tights. Big manly love to you all. Thank you, dude. That's a lovely message. Crazy Cat Guy with a $5 super chat as well. Congrats on your channel 8th anniversary. Love your content. And especially the live streams. Keep up the great work. Thank you, sir. Mugsikins with a 10 Canadian super chat. I asked my doctor to transplant a tumor into my brain, and he said he can't because of doctor's ethics. He told me to do the next best thing that had the exact same result and read Gotham High.
Oh, have you read that yet?
I've just watched the reviews. I am not giving money to DC for that shit.
I regret every penny I spent.
I just watched you boys back. That's all I did.
You bought that, Gary?
I did. I did a live stream. Yellow Flash asked me on a live stream, so I'm like, all right. And it was my first digital comic purchase, and it will be my last. It was freaking awful. I don't even want to do. I'm not going to do a video on it. Your boy Zach covered it pretty well. 3 videos.
Oh,
it was like
phenomenal.
Epic review. Yeah.
The second one's the best. The Empire Strikes Back is the best because he just can't stop laughing at the end. He's just... God, fuck me. How does that get fucking... Unbelievable.
Did you hear... Alfred's from Hong Kong, and he's gay, and he gets the name Pennyworth from his husband.
Takes his husband's name. John Pennyworth.
Oh God, that just still makes me laugh. Sorry.
Right. Heroes, right? Villains, because this is easy. Joker, white. Two-Face, white. They're the 2 villains. Anti-heroes, Poison Ivy, half Korean, replaced from white. Catwoman, Latino, replaced from white. Heroes. Commissioner Gordon is now Principal Gordon, black female. Barbara Gordon is now she's not Barbie Gordon, black female.
Yep.
Dick Grayson is now both transplanted from white. Dick Grayson transplanted from white to black male. Black male pussy as well. Bruce Wayne from white to Chinese. And
Dick Grayson chubby
Grayson-
black,
Yeah.
chubby black kid.
To chubby black, pussy black kid.
Yes.
Who can't defend himself.
Right. Well, he was originally an acrobat from a family of acrobats, but now he's a pudgy little black kid that would drop like a stone from a trapeze. So, that's pretty close. Pretty close. I guess maybe his main attack is falling on people. That might be it.
Oh no, his main attack was getting beaten up by white guys because
his main attack was breaking people's fists with his face. I think it was a beautiful attack because it disarms them. I mean, it hasn't been a better superpower since Safe Space is blowing pink bubble force fields out his ass. It's just amazing.
while his sister jerks him off.
Yeah, right. It's got you got to prime the pump.
Fast. Wonder Twin powers activating.
Twincest going on there, isn't there? I'll put the force field
Oh,
around it.
that would be funny.
Just don't stop.
Got to crank the handle to inflate the balloon out the butt that protects people.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the way they hold each other. They're in love. Thank you, Muggsykins, for that. that took a conversation somewhere. Spada 242 with 59 Swedish krona. Oh my god, so much toxicity here tonight. Must read Safe Space and Snowflake and cry on Kibble Smith's shoulder. Gratzas, Hail DC, N and B.
Hail.
Squad Quadwada with £50. Jesus Christ. And there's me fucking around with your name. And there's a £50 super chat. Scad I can't even pronounce it. Thank you, Scar. £50 super chat. 4 of my 5 favorite YouTubers, Drinker being the 5th. He was drunk. He couldn't make it. It's pissed. Happy Easter. I'd happily have a beer with you guys and reminisce about good old Doctor Who and comic heroes. Well, I mean, Ethan invited us over in May of next year to the conference, the convention. So I'm thinking about it. Thinking about coming over to Florida next May.
To the do they have a name for it yet? The CG Con, whatever.
CG Con or whatever it's going to be. Yeah. So I'm sure
Florida.
If I'm there, you can grab us for some chit chat. And last one for the moment. There are more, but I will get to you in a bit. Lady Grave Master for $5. It's going to be a hybrid reaction. People are going to invest heavily in hobbies / pastimes they love, but avoid new and meh experiences or investments.
Mm-hmm.
I can see people investing into something that gave them sucker as a kid or a teenager, an adult, early adult. I think that people are going to probably find, I think I can easily see people falling, like, for instance, I used to pick up 40K. Let's get some hobby going again or something. I can see that.
Well, the problem is what used to give us sucker, they've now turned into making us suckers. And it's just, I'm tired of getting ripped off by these horrible reboots and remakes and, woke garbage sermons. And if I wasn't doing this channel, I used to avoid bad movies. I used to regularly avoid bad movies. Now I still, when they're that putrid, I avoid them anyway, because it's just not worth it. But in general, I have to watch a lot more bad stuff than I used to. I mean, I never saw Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Never watched Batman and Robin. I mean, a whole string of things that I just skipped. I said, I was saying no way before this. Of course, now I'm obligated to say yes. And that's why I wear the helmet to keep my head from exploding.
Psychic helmet.
I wouldn't have made it past the first episode of Star Trek Discovery or the 3rd episode of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who tenure. So, we're now only watching these to destroy them, essentially, or point out the BS. I guess that's the easiest way of describing what we do. Not so much looking at saving them, just watching them burn.
Yeah, I wasn't going to watch Doctor Who at all. Well, after I had to get my
you were done.
subs talked me into it. I'm like, no, I'm not watching this, and they were just on me about it. I'm like, fine, I'll watch the first episode.
I believe a few of us had to do an intervention on Gary's part. I'm like, dude, if I'm suffering through this, you're suffering through this, and then we suffered through it together.
We did.
We should have recorded
I was
those.
lucky because I wasn't doing pop culture then. I was just doing video games and predominantly WoW. So I was watching things like Doctor Who as a fan. So when I'd watched the second episode, God's Monument, as a fan, I was like, no, I'm done. This is absolute shit. And so I had no plans on watching Doctor Who. I had no plans on... I haven't watched the rest of season 11. And
it got so much worse. Yeah. Those are actually the good episodes. I mean, they're not good, but
you could summarize it. There's one episode called The Witchfinders. It's watching Jodie Whittaker spew feminist talking points for 45 minutes. There's an episode called It Takes You Away, which is nothing but an attack on single fathers.
Yep.
There's an episode with a pregnant dude. There's 2 episodes which are essentially anti-American. Yep. Did I miss anything, Gary?
The Trump. I know the Trump one.
That's the fourth one, yeah.
And
Rosa was actually way worse. Everybody talks about arachnids in the UK, and I think, listen, I understand a lot of people are they don't want to bring it. Just criticizing Rosa brings a lot of shit with it. Doomcock and I had to go through something very similar when we reviewed the first episode of Wokeman, and it's both of them were equally exploitive. They were horrible episodes that were just superficially done.
That's what made me stop when I saw that was coming up next, because they had, next time on Doctor Who. Rosa doesn't need the whole story of Rosa Parks doesn't need some white fucking bint stepping out of a blue box and fucking rewriting her history because there's a fucking space racist running around the place. That is a part of history, which was a wonderful part of history because she fucking stood up for herself. And then this is just the BBC trying to piggyback off of that and get credit for it. Go fuck off.
It is. And it's also really obnoxious because it's an American moment. It's an American icon. And here's a British show coming in and kind of horning in on that. It'd be kind of like, let's say, having a show about General Patton traveling through time. And he goes and bolsters up William Wallace. And goes ahead and takes credit. He's like saying, be a man. I don't want to do it. You got to be a man, And it's like now we've made William Wallace's triumph an American triumph. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like it. I thought when you try and get in on those sort of moments, like I can understand certain elements of history, like, JFK assassination. You can play with that. There's lots of different sort of fantastical, because it was such a mystery anyway. You can play on that part, but the Rosa Parks there's no mystery. It's a woman who was standing up for her right, and it was a very, very difficult time in America, a terrible time in America for people, for black people. And so what she did was, insanely brave. What she did was incredible, and it's just belittled because of the BBC, the fucking woke ass BBC. Want to get a little bit of a rub on this incredible moment, and you could tell that it was nothing but award bait. They did something like this to just get award bait, which means that the whole idea behind it was bad faith. But there again, a lot of this stuff is bad faith because they're just a bunch of twats.
Vanity causes.
They we're progressive this and progressive that. No, you're not. You're just a fucking asshole.
If you think it's bad, if you haven't seen it, the episode ends with a musical segment. And I believe, because I haven't watched it since it aired, but I think they played the emotional music instead of the Doctor Who theme at the end, from what I remember. I refuse to watch it. Every time the Whittaker episode is done and I do my review, I will never watch it again. But I know there's a musical montage at the end, which is just the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Well, I think that's a lot of competition for that, because in the same way that Rosa Parks got trivialized, Wokeman trivializes this Tulsa massacre that happened by actually saying that it was subliminal hypnotic programming by racist cops who had this technology to incite these riots and hatred in these films, which is boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's like saying space aliens, caused the difficulties in Germany in World War II. I mean, it just takes a honest to God historical tragedy and just turns it into a little lighthearted science fiction bullshit for your fucking show. Fuck you. You people are so obnoxious. And you know, you're even that right there is inherently racist, but it's the kind of racism that the SJWs get away with all the time.
Yep. Oh,
because they try. Sorry,
yeah,
go on.
No, it's what Rosa Parks did. SJW will recognize Black History Month, and they'll think they're an equal as they think they're equal. I can't talk right now to Rosa Parks. That's that's the whole fucking thing. Is they go, I'm a hero because I recognize this and I changed my avatar for 24 hours. Fuck that shit. And that's Doomcock and I were trying to. We did a whole podcast on this, and the shit we got for this, and it's like you're not even listening to what you're saying. You're just seeing our race and other people's races. We're looking at this individual named Damon Lindelof who used this to exploit the situation so he can get jerked off by the access media and get accolades. And this white guy exploited this, and you're getting mad at us for calling this shit out. And that's what it is. We call out bullshit here. That's what we fucking do.
Yep.
And it's over now. It's fucking over now. I'm so fucking mad about it. And yeah, because that's where we had another false flagging YouTuber going out in public and calling Doomcock and I racist in public. That did piss me off. I usually don't talk about other YouTubers or don't start any shit and stay out of that drama crap. But that fucking pissed me off. Sorry, and just bringing this is all coming fucking back to me now. And we were pointing out the
anger,
actual fucking racism of that whole fucking thing. It was disgusting. And, you know, we were getting people, we don't understand the perspective. No, I don't understand the perspective, but I can see racism, actual racism from these people every single time. God damn. Yeah. And you know, it was such a successful series. It got canceled. So
I know
it got renewed to stop.
Yeah.
It got renewed to stop. Exactly. I mean, that's quite correct.
Watchmen
it was awful.
Has been renewed for a season 2. We're not gonna make it though.
Yep.
But it got renewed for season 2.
We offered to renew it. We wanted to renew it, but Damon Lindelof had so much other successful things to do that he just couldn't squeeze it in.
Just couldn't squeeze in that success.
Exactly. It was impossible.
It was even worse watching Collider kiss that guy's ass afterwards. They did an interview.
Oh, who the fuck's Collider? They're fucking nothing.
Nothing now.
Nothing.
It's always been a shill site full of shill. I busted my ass for 5 years being a Star Wars fan. I busted my ass being a Star Wars fan, and I didn't get invited to fucking midnight. I was going to say Midnight's Edge. I didn't get invited to fuck. Oh my god. Oh god, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was a great moment on the internet.
When shills don't get rewarded, it's just sad.
I put on chapstick every morning. I sucked on that knob every day. I said that Last Jedi was good. For 2 years, I lied.
Yeah.
And I got nothing.
I lied for this invite. I lied.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't go ahead and invite you to the premiere. But I had Goofy go instead.
Oh, that's right, Mick. Well, screw you, Shell.
Oh god, yeah, that just gave me so much pleasure seeing Kristen and Harloff just squirm like a fucking child who didn't get his fucking dummy stuck in his face. Oh god, and this is why I'll never shill for anything. I'll never fucking shill for anything because this is the type of people that do.
And you
just
don't
give an honest opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You don't. They respect that more. They actually respect that more. I can't say all the people who contact me, and some of them talk to Doomcock and maybe you guys as well. but they respect the real opinions more, and they'll reach out to us, and I don't ask them to. I don't give a shit. None of movie stars don't impress me. I like the entertainment. I do. I love the Orville because I genuinely love the Orville. If that stuff goes woke, I'll be the first person to tell you if I genuinely think it goes woke. But so far, so good, and they treat their fans with respect. And same with The Expanse. The Expanse treats their fans. You don't hear any problems with these shows. It's always the big franchises that get invaded because they can't create anything from fucking scratch.
Yep, that's true.
I think was it Bowlestrek? Did you say you only got past, or you would have got past one episode of Star Trek Discovery? I think he's gone AFK.
He probably had to take his dog out. His dog sometimes has to go out. So.
But again, I got halfway through that season, and then when it went on that mid-season break, I was like, I'm not coming back to this shit. That
it was
show
unbearable. It was absolutely unbearable, and but I bear the unbearable. It's like the impossible dream. I'm fighting the unbeatable foe, but I can't stand it. I hate it.
The hilarious thing about the show was, though, well, I mean. But that pilot meant nothing.
No, it didn't.
It was completely meaningless as a pilot. It didn't particularly set anything up. Or why did you even have that?
Because they were using other people's material. Brian Fuller had spent a lot of time setting up the show, and then they canned him because Alex Kurtzman, in my opinion, is a little worm. And he got rid of his writing partner, and this guy I think he's just a complete kiss ass yes man, and he knows how to play the politics of Hollywood. He's not very talented. Well, he's not talented at all. And they used in my opinion, they used a repurposed script. I mean, it's bad anyway. It's not like it's good because it's not. But you're right. It's not connected. Did you notice in the first season they had they set up 3 villains and then they got rid of them all? They set up the main one in the first one. I forgot his name. The guy who worshipped
Tafubar.
Yeah, something like Tafubar. That's what he is from now on.
Star Trek's Fubard, mate. Star Trek's Fubard.
Yeah, they had no narrative. It was lost. It's such a great example of piss poor writing. And my God, CBS is just willing to die on that hill. They just want to die on that freaking hill, and they are right now.
Yep, they're doing it with Picard. Oh man, yeah. I gave up on. I gave up on Picard season episode 7, but I did watch snippets of the final episode. I wanted to see Riker as a captain. I wanted to see the ridiculousness of the ships facing each other. It's a vision I can never get out of my head now. And I wanted to see the Picard data scene, which infuriated me when I watched it. Absolutely infuriated me. Because why would Data want to be euthanized?
Why would he have any emotions about it at all? Why wouldn't he say, excuse me, you could go ahead and construct another android body, I would like to be placed in it. That's what he would.
That's what he should have said, because he even said in Star Trek: The Next Generation that the work that Ninian Sung had done needed to live on. And then when he accessed his consciousness, and he's having those waked dreams where he's opening up the chest, and the phone call was there, and he met up with Sung and his consciousness, and it was showing evolution of as Data from android to something more. And then he's just like, fucking kill me, man. Fucking cat. Fucking kill me.
And yet they literally put Picard into an android.
Yes.
He's dead.
When they could have done exactly the same. But they're both dead, because that wasn't even Data, and that wasn't even Picard.
Right.
It was,
and it never was. How fortunate for Data that Picard was known by another name, Pickvorkian, and he went ahead and put him down gently and lovingly, Dr. Pickvorkian.
My favorite thing is the explanation to why they did it. Michael Chabon, if you could say, the funniest thing about Star Trek Picard is watching the post show interviews. Because that did great for Dan and Dave after Game of Thrones season 8. That was awesome. Danny kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. So they had something very similar. Michael Chabon comes out and says, I mean, I suspected this. I didn't think they would really do it though, but they always wanted to kill Picard. They were always going to kill Picard. So hashtag Doomcock was right. He called it. He said they were going to kill Picard. You're welcome. And they wanted to put him into a robot body so he could fully experience the racism towards synths. So season 2 will be a journey of white guilt. Yes, I can't wait. And that's what they actually said. And I'm like, oh my God, these people are so weird and out of touch. And, you know, I think it's the synthetic weed that Michael Chabon is smoking. I don't know. I mean, that stuff is powerful, I hear. I haven't had any of it myself, but
when Picard died, I immediately said that is the depth of his white male privilege.
Yeah.
That's what they're symbolizing here.
Yep.
That it's the death of his white male privilege, and now he's being transplanted into this body so he can become a professional victim like all these other people.
And that's exactly what they did. It was so on the nose. Oh my God. Season 2. Well. Hey, I said it last night. Season 2 is on hold for the foreseeable future for a while.
They've got a lot of excuses with Corona.
Yes, they do.
If they want to take it, I advise they should take it.
They brought on some people, and then they said, you're gonna have to hang out for a while. I mean, along with everything else, everything's on hold, and same with I reached out to my HBO person yesterday, and Westworld, everything's on hold. They're not announcing any new seasons of shows or anything right now.
No.
And I've already called it. I've been calling it for a while. We will never see Star Trek Picard season 2. Never.
God,
I've said it 50 million times, and I'm standing by it. And I don't care what they announce on comicbook.com or anything else. The math is out there. I released a channel member exclusive video about this, and it's done. We're never going to see it. I don't care what lies they're spinning. We're never going to see Picard season 2.
You should listen to Doomcock, people, because he calls them. He calls it.
Absolutely. I hope you're right. I
really believe I am. And that news last night, just the first step. It's like, well played, Mr. Bond. The writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall. If they're going to have to wait 2 years for this, forget it.
They are in big financial trouble. I mean, CBS Viacom is in massive financial trouble. Their stock, remember, their stock was $60, and this was prior to the thing. Corona. This is prior to Corona. It was at $60. It's at 16 right now. 16. And it was going down before this. So and it started going down right around when Picard came out. Now I don't know if there's a correlation there. Put 2 and 2 together. It's a big company, but
I would say there is. Well, the irony is Star Trek should have been their cash cow. It was their cash cow, and through sheer incompetence and wokeness and idiots, it's going to be the thing that finishes them off. Great job, morons.
Did you watch the red letter video between Rich and Mike, where before it was released, when it was announced, Mike gave his vision of what he'd like Picard to be?
Yeah, I did see that one. I did.
Because that, when he said it to me, I was just like, God, that would be amazing.
It would.
That really would make a beautiful show. Give the next gen a proper send off. Because Nemesis isn't a proper send off. Come on,
no.
Give the next gen crew a proper send off. Seeing them back together, giving fans something wonderful. And then you just knew, obviously, they were never going to do this, and they've just gone so far away. Well, the very fact that he even started before the series came out saying that this is a darker world. This is a world you're not going to recognize. And I was just like, oh, okay, you don't understand Star Trek. Get it. Thank you. Okay. At least you've told me that from the get-go. But I got suckered in on the first episode. I fell for the traps. I fell for the data. I fell for the Enterprise D. I fell for those the original uniforms. I fell for all the little member berries that they put in to say, hey, this is gonna be. But then after episode 2 onwards,
Star Trek. I think a lot of us were like that because I'm sure like everybody else here, we grew up with Star Trek. I watched real Star Trek every episode from 1987 to 2005. So there was that nostalgia with the first episode. I'm like, and I desperately did not want this show to suck. I was hoping against hope. I'm like, okay, well, maybe Chabon isn't the hack that we all think he is. So we saw the first episode. There were moments, but then you get to same thing with you. As you get to episode 2, you're like, God damn it. And then you just watch it as it's going through. The only thing in this entire catastrophe that actually felt like real Star Trek was Riker on the bridge of his super ship at the end. That's the only thing that felt like Star Trek. And I'm like, take out the wokeness. A Captain Riker show is something that I would like to see, but we're not going to get that.
No, and not from these people.
I wanted to see the Captain Worf show. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah. I think that would have been awesome.
Well, this is like Star Wars with the original characters. What everybody had wanted to see was the original 3 together again. We got them. They were all bastardized and destroyed. This is what happened with Star Trek, given Patrick Stewart's age. Had they done an actual Next Generation show, this would have been the last opportunity. And again, just like Star Wars, it's a wasted opportunity. And you can tell that Patrick Stewart isn't well. You can just watch it in his performance. So I don't know if he'd even be capable of making a second season in 2 years anyway. But this was a missed opportunity. So
he was looking frail and his voice was very
tired. Yeah.
That's the argument that I didn't actually cover it on my channel, but I've done probably a couple dozen live streams on other channels. The thing that made Captain Picard, because he wasn't an action hero, that was more Riker. What made the character was the performance of Patrick Stewart, and it was that booming Shakespearean voice.
Yeah.
And all we had in this, largely because of his age, it's 5 years past, I think, the time when he could have pulled that off. It sounds like Picard with laryngitis. There's nothing left of the strength. It's not even a shadow of the Patrick Stewart that we knew from the Next Generation. It's an entirely different character altogether, and it sucks. But for years, we had the who is better, Kirk or Picard. Well, I think now after this, Kirk has won hands down. And even though William Shatner, I think he's 8 or 9 years older than Patrick Stewart, I think Shatner actually could still pull off Captain Kirk at this point.
And so the debate is settled. It's going to be Captain Kirk. It's going to be Captain Kirk, who's the best of all time. It's better for you. It's better for me. It's better for them. I don't believe in a no-win scenario.
Always been the best. Always been the best.
Yep. In my book.
He said he's done, isn't he? He said he's done. Shatner's done. He said,
well, he sure as shit doesn't want to step into the, dick first into the buzzsaw that is Kurtzman in Secret Hideout. So, no, he does not want that.
Remember, he got dissed in 2009 because he wanted to be in the 2009 Star Trek, and they never called him or anything. He got pissed.
Yep.
And and they probably called him back. I think they did call him back for another cameo. He said, "Fuck no, I'm not going to do it."
Right. Thank God.
Didn't that cause his issues with Leonard Nimoy towards the end of Leonard's life as well?
It might.
No, I don't know.
They were on and off.
They had a falling out, didn't they, before Leonard?
Oh, they've had several since the 60s. They fell out during the original series. I think it was the beginning of season 3. I think the two of them weren't even speaking to each other. So yeah, it's kind of like you could almost call it a disastrous marriage. I think they'd go years without speaking to each other. Then they'd be on friendly terms. Then it would explode again. So yeah.
I think actually they got along a lot better than certainly he did with the rest of the cast. And the difficulties actually started way back in the first season when all the fan mail was coming in, and Nimoy was getting vastly more fan mail than Shatner was, and Shatner was supposed to be the star of the show, and he felt threatened and annoyed. He started acting very petty, protecting his position. I mean, he was actually doing things like counting his lines versus counting Leonard Nimoy's lines in scripts. Harlan Ellison famously speaks about that directly in an anecdote that says, Shatner came over. He wanted to see. I want to see the new script. I want to see the city on the edge of what is it? Forever. And so he's sitting on the couch. He goes over to his house, and he he's sitting there, and Harlan Ellison kind of leaves him with the script. And he peeks in on him. And he sees it. He's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's counting the lines. He's counting, and it was like that was so petty. But on the other hand, Leonard Nimoy was an alcoholic, bad alcoholic during the entire run of Star Trek and well into the 80s.
That explains Bilbo Baggins, the song.
Yeah, it does. It does. But he was highly functional. And it would be like, and he said, I mean, I've seen him. He says, but my assistant knew that the minute that shooting wrapped, there was to be a drink waiting for me in my changing room. And I would start drinking then, and I wouldn't stop until I went to sleep. So Leonard was very, I don't know, maybe depressed, very focused on his role, didn't socialize like Shatner did. So a lot of people felt like he was cold on the set, but really I think it was that, and he was also trying to stay in character. But Nimoy was a man of great integrity, and in fact, Shatner directed Star Trek V specifically because Leonard Nimoy pointed out to him, went out of his way to point out, Bill, we've got this, most favored nation clause in our contracts, and so strictly speaking, because I've directed a film, you have the right to demand that you direct one. He says, I'm going to direct this film. And that's why we got Star Trek V, which I tend to think is a great movie, by the way.
I like Star Trek V. I do.
It's got elements.
It has its charm. I'll give it that.
Captain Kirk climbing freaking Half Dome. Come on. That's so good.
I think this is a great time to jump on some super chats. Quickly, let's move away from that Star Trek V. Let's God, what with this stuff? Anyway,
well, that's a great moment. It's a great. There's a lot of great moments.
The best, yeah. Jens Jurgensen, for 50 Danish kroner. U4 Gents are the new 4 horsemen. ISM Ism, Ist, Phobe, and MAGA. 8 years, damn good work, as hope for 8 more. That's fantastic, dude. Thank you, Jens. Niku-san for $10 super chat. Happy anniversary. Many businesses run very lean. So many won't/aren't prepared for extreme changes like we see current day. They hoard billions of dollars, but are struggling? ?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder. Yeah.
Yep.
Very good point. Yeah, there is definitely shenanigans afoot. Duran Greg again with a 10 Australian dollars. Big what up to Hill versus Babyface. Me and my daughter love watching your clips. Oh my goodness, hopefully not the fruity language ones. My favorite is when you make your hands into a trumpet and shout things out. Love that stuff. There you go. Kip Ellis with a £2 super chat. If Carlsberg did a live stream, that's a compliment, folks.
Okay.
Congratulations, us. That's a beer. Carlsberg beer. You can surely get Carlsberg beer in the US.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
We had a set of adverts. If Carlsberg did parties, and it would just have like insane parties with like fucking tigers and women in bikinis and everything. Just like the bestest things ever. Bestest ever.
Ever.
Death Adder for a $5 super chat. Video games aren't safe. SJW has completely converted almost all AAA companies. Check Louis Leveau channel to see the state of the video game industry. It could be a lot worse. Trust me, it could be a lot worse.
It could be comics.
I'm really interested to see what The Last of Us 2 is like, though, because that is looking woke as fuck. Post-apocalyptic. They're focusing on the female lesbian character, and the main villain is meant to be a bunch of homophobic Christian cultists.
at the end of the world. So
fuck.
Yeah.
And this is in Armageddon, so this is.
Although it has been delayed several times, so I'm hoping against hope that perhaps they've seen what's happened with other franchises in the past year and decided to tone it down a bit.
Has anybody done a story where all the men are zombies and it's the women fighting the male zombies and they represent the misogyny and that?
Well, no, but thanks, Gary. So now we're gonna get that. Well done. Thanks.
Good work.
Sorry.
Nice.
Now we're gonna get it. I mean, that's right there. You've nailed out their next project for them.
I think the only saving grace about the video game industry is it's really, really greedy. And so they will bend to get money.
Well, we'll see. I hope so. But that is a perfect idea, Gary.
It should almost be a parody, though. If we can make it into a parody, that would be.
That would be the next Triple H franchise. Serious.
They should make it like Postal 2, which was absolutely brilliant. I don't know if any of y'all played Postal 2, but oh Jesus, it was fucking great. I love at the end when the sky is full of fire and it's raining cats. And when you beat that game, you get the ability to replay it as basically a god who can pee napalm.
Nice.
Like Ghost Rider pissing fire in
exactly. It is wonderful. It is wonderful.
Nice.
I could piss fire. Well, I think I'd have to go to the clinic afterwards, though. Drake is 6 with a $5 super chat. Holly Weird is dead because they've been chasing after imaginary audiences who don't pay $1 for the last 10 years. Holly Weird killed itself.
It did.
Yeah, why did they go after this phantom audience?
Did you see your boy Zach's video this morning on the Mary Sue's article about the post office getting canceled? It's the dumbest article I've ever seen. It is so wonderful. Oh my god!
I haven't read it yet. I've seen the headline. I can't wait to watch the video.
It's
oh dear.
God bless. If the lockdown does bring more stupidity like that, I'm actually going to enjoy it because holy crap. Stupidity on display. It just put themselves on blast, and it's glorious to read. So,
I just pulled up the article.
Nice.
They think just read it.
Sorry,
just read it. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say Couch Doodle because that's Mr. Fragger, I believe. Mr. Fragger, is that you, Couch Doodles? I do think it is. With a $2 super chat. You guys are awesome. Hail Fragger, boom. I'll definitely try and have to get me English speak good-ish. Dan, I'll have to try and get you onto the show at some point. Have a chat with you. Very interesting story with Dan Fragger and joining Comicsgate and if you're still around, Dan, I'll try and get you on, sir.
Well, I gotta run Heel versus Babyface.
Oh yes,
I got a lot to do today, so I gotta bail. But listen, man, thanks. Congratulations on your 8th anniversary. Well done. Hopefully 8 more in the future. And congratulations on all your success and great YouTube career, dude.
Well, thank you very much indeed for taking the time, dude. I knew we'd grab for an hour and you stayed a little bit longer, so I do appreciate the time you've put in today. And hail Doomcock.
Hail Doomcock.
And good to meet you both, Bowlestrek and Heel versus Babyface. Let's not be strangers.
No, sir.
No,
sir. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. And Gary, have fun.
Hey, I will. Have a good day. Get a lot done.
You too, bud. I'll see you later.
Take care, my friend.
Bye-bye, you guys.
Yeah, it feels like it's been so long since I talked to Doomcock. It was like I think it was 4 hours. I think we just finished live streaming last night.
I tuned into the because I don't watch Westworld, but I tune in to listen to you guys talk about it. But I think I must have tuned in late because when I tuned in, you were talking about something completely different.
Yeah, we moved on past it.
Yeah, I must have. I still have to go back and watch that part. Problem being, with a £2 super chat, my Cyberfrog theme is now live on SoundCloud. Excellent. I haven't heard it yet. Did you? I said email it. Not email it. Tweet it to me. If you can tweet it to me, I'll have a listen to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was chatting with Ethan the other day. He said to Ethan, "Hey, do you mind if I make a theme tune for your for Cyberfrog?" And he's like, "Yeah, do it." So he's put something together.
Sweet.
Yeah. Paul Gernon. I like creative people.
I do too.
With a £2 super chat. Tar for getting my surname right. You have no idea. Well, I am very good at pronunciations. Undercover Trooper free with a £2 super chat. Sorry I'm late. No dilly. Hashtag cheap as. What? Why am I cheap? What did I do? What did I do to be
Look
so
at that
cheap?
statue over his shoulder. That statue is not cheap.
That was not cheap, no. But I did pay it in installments.
That's good. That's smart.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being a little frugal.
That's what allows you to afford something like
God,
that.
that thing is huge, man.
Mhm.
It's brilliant.
Well, thank you.
It's so big. I'm so impressed.
It is. It's well, you should see the Azrael Batman downstairs. You saw the picture, but that's got to be like up here. It's fucking colossal. It's an absolute beast. I love it. I love it so much.
Yep.
Linnea Johansson with 50 Swedish krona. Maybe crowns. God damn it. I don't know. I gotta get educated. Happy anniversary has Doom. Bollocks, he's just gone. I tried to watch your video, but the way you edit, the mask and the voice gives me nightmares. Sorry, I'm a snowflake. Well, he is going to take over the world one day, so you better get ready to bow down regardless. Preston Rogers with a $5 super chat. Hail as Bowlestrek, Gary, and Doomcock, and Doom's cock as well. Thank you for all you do and all you do to keep people engaged and entertained. Well, thank you for watching.
Yes.
If you don't watch, then
Absolutely.
we ain't going to do much of nothing. Makini 90 with a $10 super chat. Happy 8 years as. Great to see the Legion of Doom all together in one place. Bowlestrek, I thought it was the Roser episode that made your household hated name.
It was Rosa. There's still a few videos floating around. They didn't like me before then. Then I did that video, and then I became the stuff of woke legend. It's been awesome. I love you people. I have my own fan base. They love me. So
you feel
guys.
loved.
Yeah, I know it's it's when you're a kid you want to say, oh, I like this girl, but I don't like this girl because girls have cooties. So I'm going to say I don't like this girl and you're gross. I know that's what you're all doing. You all secretly love me. So thanks for the love, everyone.
Well, I had this guy in chat earlier, and it's somebody that's been insulting me for must be a good couple of years now, and all I'm thinking is, this person's stuck around for 2 years.
Yeah.
Still watching my stuff.
I have people that have commented on every video I've made since 2017. Every video. If you hate somebody that much that you keep coming back to watch all their videos, you don't hate them.
No, you don't.
You fucking love it.
You love them. There's a guy who makes videos. Our friend Jeremy makes constantly every single day. He is so in love with him. I mean, I think they just need to get together. I think Jeremy needs to just like tell his wife, I need to take a break and maybe work it out. I don't know. But because I don't know about you guys, but if I don't like something, I tend to, I either roast it for a little while. If it's a TV show, it's fun. But if it's a person on YouTube, I just don't watch. I just simply don't watch.
I'm a bit weird like that.
Yeah.
I kind of don't watch people I don't like. But I am odd. So
I don't watch the Mary Sue YouTube channel. Okay. It exists. It's there.
Does it?
They
Yes.
have a channel?
They have a channel.
Oh, no. See, now I have to check this out.
It's
Just out of
everything you
morbid
think it is.
curiosity.
Yeah.
We have 4 stickers from Nerdrotic that I can see. Each for $1.50. We got a banana, ladies.
Yeah.
We got a hot dog in a bun, ladies. And then we've got a used banana skin. Oh, what happened there? I gotta ask myself. And then we got a microphone. It's as if you plotted out what happened today before the stream.
I did. I tried to represent it in stickers. It's a theme,
in visual. I like that. In a visual thought. Thank you, Nerdrotic. Thank you, Gary. Professor Thascales with a $5 super chat. My gosh, my favorite 4. Congrats, Az. Well, thank you very much indeed. And then Christy, according to Christy, lovely Christy, great mod. Thank you so much indeed for the time. Has thrown a phallic unicorn my way. Yes. I'm enjoying these phallic unicorns. Thank you.
Christy's great.
Yeah, she is. She's absolute fantastic, absolute sweetheart. Absolute sweetheart. When you very kindly invited us onto Friday Night Tights for the first time, and she was just an absolute sweetheart then, and followed us on Twitter, so I followed her back. And then when I moved from Twitch to here, get this social hub going.
Yeah.
She just immediately jumped on board as a mod. Just absolutely amazing. So yeah, Christy, thank you so much. Sorry? No, okay.
Oh, me? No. But I could say Christy is amazing. She's one of the best mods out there. So if she could do mod training, she should do like a mod thing. Moderific.
Not bad for a woman.
Yeah, I mean for a woman and everything, she does okay.
Hail Christy.
Hail Christy, yes. Parrothead with a $2 super chat. Push the button.
That's Harvey. That's Doomcock. So if he pushes the button, it's all over for us because Harvey. He doesn't put him in the videos anymore because a Copa. Because Harvey's a plushy eldritch god that looks like Cthulhu. And he's trapped in another dimension. And Doomcock, that's how Doomcock's going to take over the world. He's going to threaten us with Harvey. So if we don't turn over the planet, he will push the button and release Harvey, who will destroy us all.
Yep.
Excellent. We deserve it. Let's just be honest. Who knew with a £5 super chat? What do you chaps think about the channel world-class bullshitters and Jeff Hicks? They/he should join the panel. I don't know them personally.
Now so Jeff Hicks was he is the Ethan came up with the name Fandom Menace, and he and Ethan probably went as far as the hashtag starting. It started with those two guys.
Yeah.
But Jeff was out in front of Star Wars first. That for me anyway. Okay, so that's the first person I found, and actually he was early on in CG too. Now he didn't take part in CG, but Zach and Jeff released 2 videos pretty close together. Zach's was Captain Marvel is everything wrong with Marvel. And Jeff released Marvel is literally begging you to buy their comics. And that started my journey into YouTube. That's the reason I'm like doing a channel regularly, is because of both of those guys.
Yeah.
And Jeff's great. Jeff's a great guy. He's really nice.
Yeah. He was doing Star Wars videos, I think before, or actually quite a bit before The Last Jedi came out, because I know his thing was looking at the sad state of toys. So I discovered Jeff. I think it was before The Last Jedi. I think it was maybe mid 2017, somewhere around there.
Yeah. That because I was thinking I was on my journey to open my store, because I was going to open up another store. So I dipped into YouTube because I quit comic books. After 10 years and the whole thing, I took a little break. So I wanted to see what was going on. And I stumbled. YouTube recommended me Zach's video and Jeff's, and I watched that one. What the hell is going on? Yeah, it's not the comic industry I left in 2013, and wow, and here we are. So yeah, hail Jeff.
Okay, so there you go. A couple of good points for you. I don't know, so I can't comment. I think I've watched a couple of the videos. I'm sure I have. Cami Garcia with a $5 super chat. Hate. Happy 8th. I'm just so used to people being haters. Getting those H's and 8s together. Haters. Happy 8th anniversary, Cammy. Thank you so much indeed, sweetheart. I appreciate you. JJ with a $20 super chat. Thank you very much. All hail Az and Lord Doomcock. Can I get a Batwoman level shout out for this shite? There you go.
You suck,
shite.
woke Batman. Actually, that was very low energy.
Yeah. Let's get it up. Let's get it up.
Once more with feeling there, Bowlestrek.
Yeah.
You suck, woke Batman.
There you go. Thank
there
you.
you go.
Yes.
It has to be in context, so it's just
Stunning and brave.
Of a woke Batman video.
And Christy dropped another super sticker, a nice rainbow.
Mm.
A $1.50 rainbow. Absolutely. Thank you, Christy, because we're all special. And I'm so far behind with these. I'm so sorry. I'll try and catch a little bit quicker. Rojo Diablo with a $1.50 super sticker unicorn, phallic unicorn charging through. I got a few. I'm happy now. I've got a few of those. I feel included in the whole unicorn thing. Lloyd with another $2 super chat, and I still stand with Blitzchung. Absolutely, 100%. And he's still serving a 6-month ban. Oh, fuck Blizzard. Fuck Blizzard in every hole. Yeah. Yeah. He for saying free Hong Kong revolution of our time in an interview after a Hearthstone match. And then recently, some guys were on an Overwatch match and they were putting things like big dicks in chat and then drawing pictures of dicks using things and mucking about. And they got a $1,000 fine. One got their career put on hold for 6 months because Blizzard sucked China's cock, because Blizzard are trying to get massively into China. And so it's completely a political ban that they gave for Blitzchung.
Disgusting.
Whereas, these guys got a $1,000 fine for,
I used to really like Blizzard. That was like the one video game. I like Diablo 2. I played Diablo 2. Fuck them, man. Yeah,
Blizzard are fucking scum now. Fucking scum. Absolute scum company. Cheap bastard with a £2 super chat. Anyone remember Outcasts BBC 2011? Only one season. I do recall the name.
Yep.
I do recall the name, and I think it had I'm trying to remember what the actor's name is. I think it's the other one in Gavin and Stacey. I think he was in it. But I do definitely recall the name, not the show.
Look at it. Outcasts. I'm pretty sure I watched it. Around that time, I watched everything that came out of the BBC. Liam Cunningham, Hermione Norris, Amy Manson, Danielle Mays, Ashley Walters, Michael Ledge.
Or was it Ramsey? Was it Ramsey Bolton that it had in it?
Not in the main cast. I know I have seen it. Back in 2011, but in terms of what it's about, I remember almost nothing.
Then we have went through puberty then. A £4 super chat from Paul Wilkinson. A delight listening to you guys. Bless you all. Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Planet Tobor, how you doing? With an $8 super chat. Thank you. This is a good stream. Far too powerful. Happy 8 years, and thank you for the great content. Hail Doomscock!
Hail
Doomscock.
Doomscock.
Indeed. Rama with 100 Indian rupees. Hail, binge watching DS9 right now. And I can say with authority that I am more interested in it, a 1993 show, than I ever will be for an episode of STD or Star Trek Picard.
They're not even in the same universe. Literally.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. You can't compare the two. 1993
one Star Trek
Joe.
and one isn't.
Yeah. Well, two aren't. One is I don't know which is less Star Trek out of the two. No, they're equally crap. Except one completely destroyed Star Trek. The other was just kind of forgotten.
Picard's just shit, and STD destroyed Star Trek. Because they had to set everything in that shitty, crappy, fucking shitey ass universe.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, no, they're both crap, and they both destroyed Star Trek. We'll go with that.
Yeah, one's poo poo and one's caca.
But
one destroyed Star Trek and one destroyed Picard.
Yeah, one of them made me a lot more depressed than the other. That would be Picard.
Yeah. God, right after Doctor Who, guys. Like it was a 1-2 punch of woke right in the balls.
Yeah, that will probably be the end of it, because as we know what happened right after both these ended. Goodbye, CBS and BBC. I would say Series 13 at this point, especially with losing the license fee. Good luck.
Yep.
Well, there's news about season 13. And our friend, the writer of Orphan 55, is back writing an episode for season 13.
Oh, thank God.
I'm so excited. Well, we'll make a fun video. No, I think Doctor Who is done.
It's gonna get it's gonna get delayed a year, and they're relying on HBO Max, and AT&T is massively in debt. They are screwed.
Doctor Who's not returning for at least a year and a half. At
Easy.
least a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. Yeah. And this is the perfect. They got the perfect opportunity now after this absolute fucking disaster to reshoot the ending of the Christmas special, fucking kill Whittaker off, and then get a new doctor in, get a new showrunner in. But it's the BBC, and they don't care.
No, they don't.
And the only way they could do it is do a Patrick Troughton type regeneration where you don't even see the new doctor. Just don't even associate.
You don't have to cast. You don't have to cast for it. You just have to get it to fucking change.
Yep.
And then you can end it on that cliffhanger of her changing, or you could just see the feet of the new doctor and leave, so that people are fully aware that she has changed.
And then go Christopher Eccleston. Don't even start with the beginning of the regeneration cycle. This is some point in the future, and we have no idea when.
If they undid Tecteun, which I don't think they're going to do, and they brought a male doctor with a female companion, went back to their old formula, which there was no problem with, they would probably get a lot of fans back. They would just make money, and they obviously that's not the priority. Because
get a young doctor, companion.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Get them having some fucking fun,
running around. Get a doctor who can frickin' run.
Yeah,
you can't go. Unfortunately, you can't go back to the classic formula. But if you go back to the neo-classic formula, you will make money again. This show could survive, but they would have to undo the wokeness, and pride will not let them do that.
No,
well, I don't think it's pride. I think it's ideology that won't let them do
ideology.
that.
I think it's
because remember, they're not wrong. We're just bigots.
Yep.
That's the thing that we have to understand. They're there just saying, ugh, disgusting bigots. Yep. They're not there going, ooh, we've made a mistake. They're there patting themselves on the back, congratulating themselves on their work.
No, you're absolutely right. And when they see the ratings going down, it's not their fault. It's because we're in Orange Man's world.
They're just losing more racists and bigots and homophobes, and by the day, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Boris living in their own universe. How can you be oblivious to the response that the end of Series 12 garnered? Everybody hated it. Even people that were defending, well, not all of them, but many that were defending Whittaker until the very end hated it.
The answer is Brexit.
Yep.
Leavers. People who wanted to leave. It's just them. It's those scum.
Yep.
According to the BBC. That's what it is. In America, you've got Trump.
Yep.
In Britain, you've got Brexiteers. So and again, the divide was nearly 50-50 in both countries. So that's all they have to do to justify it to themselves. We're just using Brexit. We're just losing Brexiteers. That's it.
We can afford to chip away at that audience.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Gail. Absolutely.
Yep. Except the audience that they've chipped away at are those of us that have been there for decades, literally decades.
That's another tweet that aged well.
Right? I was so happy it was there to put in my video. I'm like, oh, nice. Bink.
Wait, which tweet was that?
Gail Simone.
She said that the comic book industry, I'm paraphrasing here, was a tent pole for cis, white, straight, able-bodied males. It's okay to chip away at that audience.
Okay, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
I thought it was
even though there's probably a lot of disabled men, there's probably a lot of black and men of color, and a lot of white men, because it is predominantly a male-orientated thing. But don't worry, it's Gail Simone, and she's just a vitriolic piece of shit.
Have fun on the unemployment line, Gail, in about 3 years.
Dude, she hasn't written anything good for fucking 20 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Birds of Prey back in the early...
Birds of Prey was good. I liked it. But I can't her run of with Batwoman wasn't too bad. That was all right. The first run. That's going back in Detective Comics, though, I believe, when we had Batman R.I.P. and then Batwoman took over the title while it was Batman R.I.P. And I think Gail Simone wrote a bit there. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, she would once in a while she'd be fine when she wrote just a comic book, but you can see she wanted to put so much. She wanted to do the male fridging thing.
Yeah,
and that's what she did with Batgirl forever. And she's angry. I interviewed her. I'll put up that video someday. I interviewed her at an event. I hosted an event at the Cartoon Art Museum for the Heroes Initiative for Ed Hannigan. At the time, he was heading into hospice. He's passed now, but he needed some funding because all these comic book companies have abandoned all the artists that made them billions of dollars. And she was there, and we had to put up a hotel, and the hotel wasn't good enough, so we had to upgrade her so she could give me a 7-minute interview, and it was boring as hell. She's got and she was just kind of a pain in the ass for a charity event. So that was my first impression of her. I liked her before that. I was a champion of her writing because I didn't know much about her. So I just know that she was an ex hairdresser. I'm like, hey, my wife's a hairdresser, so I'm going to back this person. And I got to meet her, and I'm like, yeah.
What a lovely human being.
Yeah. And that's what set me on my journey of I'm not going to meet comic book artists and writers. I'm just going to skip that part, and I'll be fine. I'll still enjoy the comic books.
Yeah, when I met Garth Ennis and John McCrae, those two guys were fucking sound as shit, man. They were sound as a pound.
Garth Ennis is cool. I had lunch with him and Brian Hibbs one day. He came to San Francisco. He's a man's man, right? That's why it was weird that he kind of bent the knee to the SJ.
Yeah, it just money.
Yeah, it had to be because he came to San Francisco to go and look at great white sharks, get in those cages, and they dip you down in the Pacific Ocean, and you just look at great white sharks. And that is not, I mean, like, I wouldn't do it, but that's what he came here to do. And he was a cool guy. Yeah, had some. We had fish and chips with him in a pub. Yeah, it was nice.
Nice. We are on SCC Physics Professor for $10. Thank you very much. Happy 8th, as it's so great to see the four musketeers together trying to protect pop culture from all this garbage. Well, we can comment on pop culture with all this garbage. Protect.
Yeah.
I won't say what, but I'm trying to purchase a license at the moment.
Oh.
And if I get this license, I'm going to be very, very happy. Because I can't say what. I'm not going to give any hints or clues. I'm not going to let anyone try and gazump me or anything.
No.
But there's just something I had a little idea on, and it's something that hasn't been touched for decades, absolutely decades, 30, 40, probably 30 odd years. And so I'm trying to get hold of this license. I'm in communication with the people, but things are a bit quiet at the moment with the current day situation. COVID. But if I can get it, I'm gonna crack open the old typewriter again, and we're gonna start doing some writing.
Nice.
Awesome.
Hey, when you're done, if you could, I mean, privately, of course, if you could tell me like how you went through that process when it's all said and done, I would love to hear that. Yeah, for sure.
Because just something I got an idea with. And I thought, God, if I could get this license, I got a pretty good idea how to bring it into, current day, make it modern. And so
I'll back you up.
Thank you, sir. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you, behind the scenes. Will Gentry. How you doing, Will? With a £5 super chat. Congrats on 8 years as. Keep it up, ladies. But judging by how things are going here, careful you don't get arrested for thinking about going out into the garden. Yes, the police are getting fucking stupid over here. I told you on Friday Night Tights. They're even contemplating putting police in supermarkets to make sure that the stuff that you're buying is essential. And if it's not essential,
holy crap!
What the hell's going on over there? Come on, Boris.
I tell you, where you said numbers aren't as bad as the projections. I told you, the UK, they are trying everything to doommonger over here. Everything they can.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know there's hot spots in the world, but I mean, just here where I am, it's fine. And I gotta give credit to, I don't usually do that with my city, but the cops are not being draconian here. People are being cool. And it's so far it's so good. And I was, that could change in a week, but I was not expecting that because this place has jumped off before for freaking, the Raiders losing a Super Bowl, and stupid shit, or the Warriors winning a championship. They burn shit down. But yeah, it's been well behaved. So, good on San Francisco for that.
I'm just trying to figure out how this would work. So they want to enforce, so you're going into Tesco or Asda or whatever, and you're getting your canned foods. So if you happen to pick up a Blu-ray at the same time, are they going to arrest you for the Blu-ray?
I think it's as long as there are objects in your bag which are essential. They don't mind if you fluff it with anything else. But, let's say you go to the supermarket and you buy a stick of gum, then they'll beat you to death.
What's the charge for that?
Well, they're saying
gum possession.
They said we don't want to do this and we're not going to do this, but if you don't fucking stay at home, we're going to start doing this.
This is where we need the young ones. We need another young ones episode on
it's all
lockdown.
Satire. We don't need the young ones. We've got the news.
Yes.
It's all fucking satire now.
It really is.
Oh,
they did over here. I think one state asked Walmart not to sell non-essential stuff, or heard something like that. That's stuff they can't do here. All the stuff that's happening here in America is voluntary. We have this Constitution thing that allows us to travel freely within our country without being stopped by anybody ever, and no cop can ever do that. And there's a lot of things that we're I don't know, it's voluntary. We're being I'm surprised how well behaved we have been for the most part.
I mean, people are just wanting to get out. They're just, people are getting sick of being cooped up. They just want, I'm a fucking fatso, but I am desperate to get to the gym. I need a fucking workout.
Yeah.
I need to sweat. I need to get fucking proper exercise going, I'm going nuts. It's crazy. But even me who works from home, even I'm really starting to feel it because I didn't realize actually how much I would go out and do other stuff anyway.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. You get cabin fever after a while. And we're 4 weeks into cabin fever now.
I think my trainer's getting cabin fever because every time he messages us, it's like fucking no all work and no play makes Jack a fucking dull boy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's just getting, it's all very kind of like positive trainery stuff at the beginning, and now it's just like, are you doing okay? I don't know about this. I'm gonna fucking quit and stuff. And it's like, wow, these texts are seriously deteriorating.
Yeah.
But I understand. Anasis, how you doing, sweetheart? With a $5 super chat. So happy for your ads. Congrats on your anniversary. By the way, I discovered you from your Game of Thrones review. Just the one video that I did. That's crazy. Still cracks me up every time. Thanks for the laughs. Thank you, Anasis, because that video starts off like a normal video. You think, oh, this guy's sane. He's sane and he wants to talk to us about Game of Thrones. And I just talk about, I've loved the show for this year. And huge, respect for the actors and the work that they do. Now let's talk about this fucking crazy fucking series. Kind of turns into a bit like that. But I butter them up for like 10 minutes before I hit them with the fucking crazy. Thank you, Analysis. Josh D with a $5 super chat. Have pretty much stopped watching new movies and series. There've been a lot of good books written in the last 50 years or so. Amen. To get caught up on. Absolutely. There's good books. There's great back issues in comics. There's great old sci-fi shows, adventure shows. I'm going back through Columbo at the minute. I fucking love Columbo with a passion.
Oh God, I love that show. I'm gonna have to watch Columbo now too. That you brought it up. Best show
every night. Every night I'm watching
made.
an episode. It's my. I think I say Star Trek: The Next Generation is my favorite show of all time, and then I watch Columbo, and I'm just like, fuck. Which one would it actually be? But those are probably the top two.
Yeah.
Columbo and Star Trek: Next Generation, two favorite shows of all time.
Yep. Rest in peace,
Columbo
Peter
guy, Gary.
Falk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. God bless him. Columbo guy, Gary.
Was that? Yeah, I watched Columbo. Loved it.
Yep.
Love Peter Falk. Yeah, that's Americana right there.
There are
every dad watched Columbo. So
every dad, every grandparent. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that makes us old. There's some HD. The series was remastered in HD, but I don't know if we're ever going to see the Blu-ray. I've got the DVD set, but I'm like, God damn it, Blu-ray. Mill Creek, somebody bring out that 4K. Well, not 4K.
I love when you look
Blu-ray.
at the IMDb, it says 1971 to 2003 because they did all those movies, and I watched
it's
68 was false.
68. That's right, 68.
Yeah.
Sorry, 68. 10 seasons. IMDb's got it wrong there.
Yeah,
they have it at 1971 2003.
The 68 was a 90-minute show.
Yeah, it was a standalone.
And then I think the series started in 71.
Well, if you look at Peter Falk in that first episode, he looks young. Well, he's younger.
Do you know how old he was?
He was in his 30s, I think.
He was 41.
41, okay.
Yeah, really young. Really young. Yeah, he's 41 in that. 40,
he was
41.
a little different in that episode too. It's one of the few times where he saw Columbo get seriously angry. So he changed the character a little by 71.
Yeah, there are things he wanted to tweak. He was still working on elements of the character. He said that he thought in the first part Columbo was a bit too serious.
Yeah.
And he got a bit too mad, but he still had those outbursts every now and again. He did it with the Leonard Nimoy. And the Leonard Nimoy episode, he has an outburst. He slams his water jug on the desk when Leonard Nimoy starts laughing at him.
Occasionally,
because he's trying to play the buffoon, not buffoon detective, but he's trying to play the naive, let them hang themselves type of. And Leonard Nimoy literally just sits back and laughs at him, and then he just flips that switch. He's just like, "I think you killed her. I think you're trying to kill him." And it's just like, whoa! I loved it when he used to go like that. He'd make them know very early on that he was fucking onto them.
Well, and you look at the people it started. It's Steven Spielberg's first directing assignment was on Columbo.
Johnny Cash was in. Johnny Cash was in an episode. Come on,
great
that's
episode.
Cool. Yeah,
great. I saw the light. I saw the light.
And everybody thinks of Donald Pleasance as the guy that was in every horror movie. I still think of him as the wine dude in the Columbo episode. Yeah,
the vintner, I should really say. In the vineyard. That is another fucking amazing. I love that. I'd watched that Donald Pleasance one the last time my brother came over, which was just before COVID. Because my brother and I, we have Columbo Sundays every month where I'll go to his place and we'll just have a meal together and we'll watch 3 episodes of Columbo. Next month, he'll come to my place. We'll have a meal together. We'll watch 3 episodes of Columbo. And we just have Columbo Sunday once a month, every month.
See, now that you brought it up, that's what I'm doing after this. It's going to be a Columbo night.
So, how did you come across Columbo over there? And was it just running on reruns on BBC4 or something? Or?
It's a part of history. Columbo. I can remember watching Columbo probably pre-teens. over here in the UK. When Columbo came on TV, everyone watched it. You watched that show. It was just phenomenal. So I can remember pre-teens already being into Columbo. And I was a big Prisoner fan as well, of course, with Patrick McGowan.
Oh, yeah. God. Actually, that's one of the best shows ever made.
Yeah, McGowan is the most... He's been the villain the most in Columbo. He's been the villain 4 times in Columbo, which is more than anyone else. There's been others who've been 3, but McGowan is the only one who played a villain 4 times. So I just discovered The Prisoner. There was a brand new series of Columbo starting, I think, in 89. And that's when I discovered The Prisoner. And then McGowan played Oscar Finch. And I was just like, oh my God, so everything started to click together for me at that age. And I was just hooked on, Columbo from a very early age.
No, I used to watch it with my grandmother when I was, I think, 5. So yeah, I've been watching it forever.
It's just, it's even now I can watch an episode of Columbo, no problem. You don't go, oh, well, they don't have this and they don't have that. And the way they...
Froze up.
Oh, Gary, how's life, Gary?
It's good. I'm looking at that frozen as face right there, and it's perfect. Life is good. I love Columbo too. It's been a while since I've seen it though. I mean, years and years. I watched that 2003, the movie, the last one. I remember watching that.
The last one with I think that one took place in the club or something.
He was great.
That was right before he got really sick too. I think because he had either Alzheimer's or dementia. Apparently, it was already taking hold in 2003 when he did that movie. But yeah, no, he stuck it through to the bitter end. I find Columbo, it's one of those shows where I won't watch it for a while, then I'll watch one episode, and then it's like every night for a week I'm watching.
Yep. No, there's those shows that you just start, you get, God. Farscape was that for me. That's why I'm careful when I watch a couple shows, because I'll lose tons of time. Just and I don't know. I liked the Rockford Files. All those shows remind me of my dad. So he loved Rockford Files and Columbo. The 70s were, procedural TV has its place. It does.
Yep. And it's funny when you watch 2011. He'd been sick for years before then. There was the one really sad clip. I think it's from around 2009. By this point, he was really sick, but he was out yelling in traffic or something like that. It's just heartbreaking to watch.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's and then the tabloids got all over it, and I'm like, you fucking bastards.
What a bunch of dicks. Yeah, the freaking the TMZs of the world. They're garbage. But that sucks, man. I just one of the greatest actors ever. God, I'm trying to think of the old. He was in some 70s. Remember in the 70s they used to have like these big like scavenger hunt. They would get like every mid-level TV star together in a movie. I forgot what the hell he was in. What movie he was. I loved it as a kid. Now I can't remember. I'm gonna look on his IMDb. Yeah, I'm sure Peter Falk's IMDb is really small, and I'll be able to find the movie. But
I don't know. I think he did a lot of bit parts.
Yeah, he did. God, he was in freaking everything. And
see, the funny thing about watching Columbo is now when we're looking at it from a, say, 2020 perspective, a lot of those stories wouldn't work now because of the DNA. So you're watching, and I'm like, well, you never be able to
Murder by death. Murder by death. God damn. Murder by death. It's so good. Peter. Oh God.
I think I might have that actually.
Yeah.
One of my overflow boxes. I see the chat. Yeah, Az will be back. Actually, see if he left us a little notification.
I was looking at for the messages.
He's messaging us right now. So, okay. So Az's internet has temporarily fallen down. So I guess it's temporarily the Nerdrotic Bowlestrek show.
Yeah.
So Gary.
Yeah.
What's cool? Oh, yeah. I was going to mention this earlier about how Disney is completely effing up. I won't swear on Az's channel while he's away. Effing up everything involved with Star Wars. So the 4K releases that just came out.
Yeah.
I have read several reviews. They have been DNR'd to hell.
No.
Yeah.
Of course.
I've seen screenshots. Apparently, the Phantom Menace is so bad. Everybody looks like wax figures. Attack of the Clones is apparently pretty bad. Episode 3 is passable. But from the original trilogy, they have removed all the film grain.
Why?
Apparently, they wanted to make it look like something modern. So in terms of screwing up everything related to Star Wars, they screwed up the 4K releases. I've had more than one person say that the Blu-ray releases are actually superior to the crap they just released.
I'm finding that's the case with a lot of stuff. Not surprised at all. Yeah, I rarely, 4K, I still get 4K. I don't care about it that much though. I got a 4K TV, but yeah, I'm not surprised that Disney screwed it up. That's someday in our lifetime, I think we will see probably the original trilogy in their original form on 4K when they need money or when they go to remake the original trilogy. But Disney is just, they cannot get anything right now, and they are screwed. Bob Iger coming back, I think it can be a good thing and a red flag all at the same time. I
would say it's more red flag than anything else.
Yeah.
Az and I were talking before he joined the stream, and this is all karma. It's 2019 was at the time we thought it might be the year that it toned down, but 2019 was the year that everything in terms of wokeness, in terms of stupidity, in terms of everything went into overdrive. And it's nothing but karma in terms of what's happened. They're like Hollywood, the BBC, CBS, whatever, they're all finished after this. And the BBC, because it was only weeks before the CV virus hit, that Johnson made the announcement about losing the license fee. There's no way I can see them affording to keep Doctor Who at this point. And Star Trek is done. Although the good thing about if CBS crumbles, this gives Seth MacFarlane the opportunity to buy Star Trek, because if they have to divest themselves of Star Trek, then give it to somebody who actually cares about the show and knows what the hell they're doing.
That would be a match made in heaven if they did it. We'd get good Star Trek. It'd be new. They'd probably be moving forward. It would look like Star Trek. It would feel like Star Trek. We can only hope. Listen, I think the franchises, like with Doctor Who, I think they're probably going to reboot it or something, which you can't do.
No,
they'll try
like that. There's with Doctor Who, because it's a show that continually reinvents itself, but it continually reinvents itself within the same continuity. Star Trek, it hasn't been rebooted, but Doctor Who, it doesn't make any sense to reboot this show that has had a continuing story going back to the beginning. The only way that they could save it is finding some way to retcon what they've done. But the other problem is their fans, those who were maybe on the fence the past few years, are willing to give it another shot. Those fans are gone. Those fans are not coming back after what we saw at the end of Series 12.
No.
So with Doctor Who, their best case scenario is a co-production with somebody else, anybody else at this point. No wokeness. It doesn't adhere to the diversity and inclusion strategy. And they bring back Paul McGann, or another thing that would work is Sylvester McCoy, because McCoy actually doesn't seem to have aged much in the past 30 years. And his final season, which is season 26, people seem to appreciate it more as time goes by. And Sylvester McCoy, it's been carried through on audio, but we never, outside of the TV movie, we never got to see what happened in between. So if they want to go into the past, there's an opportunity to do a series with Sylvester McCoy. There's an opportunity to do one with Paul McGann. And that's maybe the only way I can see them saving this. Either that, or maybe bring back David Tennant or even Matt Smith.
Yeah. if they did something like that, that would be an olive branch to the fans. I would love Paul McGann. I think that guy deserves so much better. But they won't do it. It would be great. I don't know. The 60th is coming, and Jodie's going to be a part of it, which sucks. But
it's coming, but maybe we'll get lucky, and the 60th will be like the 30th or the 40th, or Star Trek's 50th anniversary, where nobody cares and not much happens.
Yep. There'll be Big Finish audio or something.
Yeah, although even Big Finish, I've had some issues with lately in terms of them embracing what's happened, which is why at the moment I have not renewed my subscription. Sorry, Big Finish, but you're going to have to prove yourself to me again. Although you have to feel bad for Nicholas Briggs, because he is kind of stuck in the middle of this. Because he has to appease the fans, but he also has to appease the BBC, which grants him his license every 2 years. So, poor guy. This must be hell for him.
Yeah, I can't. It is. I can say with some certainty with a couple of people I know that they're not happy about the situation. That they have to. Some people have to play ball because it's their livelihood and it's their job, and they got this job because they love Doctor Who and they love other things too. And now they're in this position where, I mean, the fandom is split, and this is a recent thing. So for people who come in, or normies who come in and think it's, fandom has always been a spicy, salty place. We've always argued over stuff, but it's never been like this. It's never been this political, this divided, to where even the people who didn't want to be a part of this at least recognize it. They recognize it's a problem. And for the longest time, they were going along with the narratives that it was toxic fans, and they're starting to their eyes are opening to, wait a minute. Like, this is a real thing that's happening. They've invaded our franchises for political reasons, like we've said before. And as more normies become aware of it, that's when the problem actually gets fixed. When you wake up the masses to this stuff and they go, wait a minute, and again, that's the one good thing that might come out of this. It might stop this stuff in its tracks, because it certainly looked like the BBC were willing to go full steam ahead, no matter how far the ratings went down. And they have to recognize this, Bowlestrek. The date is right there in their face. People were leaving in droves, and to continue with this, it makes no business sense at all. No.
And just got an update from Az. So if he can't get back by 20 past, so in 5 minutes, we'll just wrap up the stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like, so in case anybody is wondering where our host is, his internet has gone down.
That sucks. But we can vamp for a little while. Hey, subscribe to Heels versus Babyface. He's been on YouTube for 8 years. 8 freaking years. That's how long have you been on YouTube, Bowlestrek?
I will hit 13 years on September 7th.
Holy crap.
Although the earliest video I have that's still public is from 2009. So there's nothing left on my channel from those early years. But yeah, I have been here since almost the beginning. It's been an interesting journey. And Gary, you've been on since 2014, correct?
Yep.
So this will be your 6th coming up.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long. And but I was thinking today, I'm like, my earliest videos, I put a bunch of music in them because I wanted to be fancy, and they all got copyright claims on them. So I deleted some of them because they had like 100 views. I don't even know what my earliest video is. It might be a Westworld review. It's either a Westworld review or an Ash versus Evil Dead review. I think it's Westworld. And my first podcast as Nerdrotic was actually The Time of the Doctor. The Time of the Doctor was Matt Smith's last episode. I did it with my son. I had a horrible cold, and we did it in my office on a bad mic, which wasn't even hooked up correctly. And it's on my website.
Oh, I miss those days.
Yep.
And yeah, now it's 2020. This has been well, remember, I think it was you and I were talking, we said this before, but near the end of the year, we were doing a live stream. They're like, yep, no, 2020, it's going to be a great year. This is going to be the end of wokeness. And what have we seen? Doctor Who destroyed itself. Star Trek completely obliterated itself. I think that the DC films ended themselves with Birds of Prey. The comic book industry just doubled and tripled down to the point that you couldn't make this stuff up, because if it was a script, nobody would believe it. Theaters are shut down. Everything's closed. It's holy crap, man. Like 3 months ago, you and I were discussing the death of Doctor Who, and now we're into this. It's like how things change in so short a period of time.
I know it. And what do they come back to? And that's going to be the question. Now, I don't know when all this is going to end. Like some people are talking September, or some people are talking next month. And when Hollywood gets back going again, are we going to see a bunch of announcements for shows, or are we going to hear a bunch of cancellations? I think we're going to hear a bunch of
it's going to be
getting axed.
It's going to be axed. I think I would say Doctor Who is done. Star Trek is done. CBS has been bleeding money with this bastardized recreation for years. For, well, at least the past 3 years. There's no way they can bring Star Trek back. Obviously. Oh, go ahead, Gary.
It's been steadily going down since 2009 Star Trek. I mean, the interest has gone down. I don't know how long they can continue this. They keep waiting for it to. Doesn't it seem like Kurtzman Trek is always in this continual thing? This one will hit. This one will hit. They're always starting something, and nothing can gain any steam at all, because it sucks, obviously. But
it's been a disaster from a year before Discovery aired. When you remember that video clip where they showed that god awful CGI Discovery, the really bad one.
Yep,
it's been an unending. I won't swear again. It's been an unending S show since then.
Yep,
and it's like nothing's going to hit. I'm like, it's Star Trek. There's no excuse for it to be this bad. The only reason it's this bad is because you have a bunch of idiots working on it. And where are all the people that actually have experience in writing good Star Trek? Well, they're all working on the Orville. The Orville is Star Trek. Like, if you look at the 50 or so producers they have on Picard, outside of Patrick Stewart, none of them worked on real Star Trek.
No, some of them have little to no experience at all. Some have soap opera experience. I think one, Gilmore Girls, and not the Covenant. Some, I think Vampire Diaries.
Okay, yeah,
stuff like that. And
it's not like there's, Star Trek ran for pretty successfully for 18 years. Are you telling me all those people have retired?
No, they're all still out there, and I'm sure some of them would work on Star Trek. I know Mark Zickery, who's written episodes, said he would work on it again, and they don't get asked. They don't get it, and it's because Kurtzman's lack of talent. He's going to hire people that are not as talented as he is.
It's like in Manny Koto just saved Star Trek once from much less terrible circumstances. He hasn't been asked. He follows me on Twitter. It was when I was
that's awesome.
Star Trek Discovery. So one would say he's probably not a fan of this either, but I don't think Az is coming back.
Yeah. So we could wrap this one up. Az, thanks for having us on. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for his next video. He comes out with them pretty regularly. When's your next video, man?
I am still on because of my work schedule, a much reduced schedule. I'm going to aim to have a video out every week and a half to 2 weeks, just so my channel doesn't completely fall off a cliff. So probably within a week or so, I'll do another video.
Nice.
And Gary, when's your next video?
I'm working on a Star Trek Picard Season 1 review. I keep getting interrupted and doing comic book videos, but I'm full steam ahead on that one. It should be out by Tuesday or Wednesday. So that'll be my next video, and I'll be doing live streams and stuff. Probably one later today on my channel.
Cool. Yeah, I'll probably be. I've been checking out live streams while I've been working, so that's how I've been catching up on everything. But yeah, so I guess our host is gone, but I guess thanks to Az for having us. Thanks to Lord Doomcock for joining us. Hail Doomcock.
Hail.
So yeah, that is all for me.
Yep, and we can't end the broadcast. We're gonna ditch out, and we'll see if you guys stare at a screen for a little while. We'll find out what happens.
You'll get some view time. Okay, well, everyone, thanks all for watching. Join us all soon, and have a great day. And take care, my friend.
Yes, you too, and happy birthday, Az.
Happy birthday, Az. 8 years, and here's to many, many more.
Many more. Cheers.
Cheers.